Hi you guys, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Wenday. I hope everyone has been doing wonderful since we spent time together last. I do know that I am hearing a lot of feedback about all of the cooking and baking that you have been doing and that some of my recipes, very loose line word here, in my kitchen, as you know, since I'm not much of a recipe user. But since you've been watching some of these videos, you have been telling me about the coconut dreams cake that you've been making and about the quiche and the scones, and that makes me super happy. So I am so glad that you are enjoying being here in my kitchen with me. Make sure to get centered. Slow your day down. It's Monday, so I spent the morning baking and then I had all of my errands and paperwork to do. So I am back in my kitchen this evening, and I told my husband before I make some enchiladas for dinner that I was gonna do this so I could have this cake at the boutique for you guys tomorrow. So if you do happen to get to watch this for tomorrow morning or anytime this week, just know that this cake is going to be highlighted at the boutique here in Council Bluffs down at 500 Willow Avenue. So with that in mind, why don't we just get started? If you have watched Coconut Dreams or some of my other videos, I am starting to give you some of my secrets to how you take really simple ingredients and turn them into something amazing. So what we are going to highlight today is this dark chocolate cake mix, and this is one that I picked up from Super Saver here in town. I'm going to let you see that. There looks like there might be a little glare on the screen, so I'm sorry about that. But this is a dark chocolate moist supreme. It was like $1.48. And what I did is I've already prepared the cake because I really want to show you what I do once it's baked. So I do want to start though by telling you some little tricks that I do to make my cakes over the top. Because anyone can really just open this box of cake mix and throw some water, oil, and eggs in it, right? Because that's what the ingredient list here, that's what the direction says to do. But if you want extremely moist and beautiful cake, then I'm going to suggest that you do maybe what I do. And I would just mix this in a bowl, open the cake mix, put it in a bowl. I'll actually do that so you can see me doing that today. So we open it just like normal. Okay. Simply put the whole cake mix in your bowl. And then you are going to add, instead of adding 1 cup of water like it suggests, add 1 cup of whole milk. And the reason that is so beneficial is because the fat in that whole milk is going to make it creamier and better in flavor. If you don't have whole milk and you're wanting to do this at home, you are welcome to use any kind of milk you want. It will definitely be a step up compared to that water. And then instead of oil, it does say on the box here that we are to use 1/4 cup vegetable or cooking oil. I want you to know that I never ever use oil in anything that I bake. I substitute mayonnaise. Mayonnaise has a bit of a better fat concentrate, and it is whipped in nature, so it adds so much moisture and flavor to your cake. If you're like, oh my gosh, Wenday, I do not like how mayonnaise tastes, you are going to lose the taste 100%. You will not taste that, I promise. And then it says to add 3 whole eggs. You are more than welcome to add 3 whole eggs, but what I do is I add egg white only, and what that does is that takes away some of the heaviness of the egg, and it adds more fluff to it as I start to make it. So I would just mix that up in this bowl, and you are welcome then to put it in any pan that you would like. Normally, for cakes that you see at the boutique, they are like my 2 or 3 layer round cakes, but I thought, well, let's get a little bit different and a little bit fancier today. So after we've mixed up the cake mix and you spray your pan that you're using, go ahead and put your cake batter in, and then remember to get the air out of that cake mix and slam it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you bake it in your oven for about 20 minutes at 350, and you know that your cake is done when you touch the center of it with your fingertip and it springs back. You are more than welcome to also use a knife to check it or a toothpick, but you really don't have to because your finger works great, and then you can actually feel the consistency. So if you're like, it almost bounces back, but not quite, I can still see my fingerprint, it has about 2 minutes left. If your cake is coming back and like merging away from the sides of your pan, that means that you've gotten your cake a little bit too done. So please know that it's best to take it out and underbake it, because as it sits and cools, it's going to continue to finish itself off. So the fingertip in the middle works best. Okay, so let's get started making this cake beautiful. So what I'm going to do to get my cake out of my pan, I am going to loosen the sides right here. And you know, I did spray it with a baking spray, so it's already just going to come out really nice. Okay, and then I'm going to take this is just a cutting board if you're wondering, and I'm going to flip it upside down. Don't be scared. What's the worst that could happen? Your cake might just get a little bit everywhere, but don't worry. We have a handy dandy baking towel, also known as a bath towel, underneath of us to catch any of those crumbs that may get in the way. And then I also have this, so it's okay. And look at my cake is now upside down on my surface. And I'm going to try and cut it in half as best as possible. I am not the best person to cut straight lines, but I'm just going to kind of eye it here. Okay, and we have it cut. I have a wooden board. If you had a rectangular like display pan of some sort, you could use that. You could use a plate. You could use anything you wanted to serve this on. This is what I'm actually going to do, and then I'm going to put flowers and things around it tomorrow once I get to the boutique. So I'm going to take half of my cake, and I'm just picking that up with my fingers here, as you see, and I'm going to put it on my wood board. You know that your cake is nice and moist when it leaves nice dark chocolate all over your fingers. That's a beautiful, positive thing. Okay, so I'm just going to set this other piece of that dark chocolate away here, and I've got this one here on my board. Now what I'm going to do is I have some buttercream frosting that I've made up. I'm going to add a little bit of almond emulsion to it. So this is a baker's grade almond, ladies and gentlemen. I get that at a bakery supply store, and as you can see, I have a whole lot of it. So if you are interested, if you're local here and you'd like to use some of my almond instead of getting that cheap kind of almond extract, just give me a call. I have customers and my friends all the time. Just come swing by the boutique or my house and pick it up. And it's quite because it's a milky emulsion rather than an extract. So I would say, you guys, I put about a teaspoon in my frosting. And then I'm going to go ahead and stir my frosting up. I do want to tell you that you are welcome to make a homemade buttercream. Essentially, buttercream frosting is made out of butter, heavy cream, and powdered sugar. That's all there is to it. I have mine in extremely large quantities because I use so much frosting. So if you wanted to make this and you did not want to make your own buttercream, please do not buy it from the store. Those little Duncan Hine containers, I mean, you can. Just know that it will not taste like mine because that's a little bit kind of a different quality of frosting. you are more than welcome to come and buy frosting from me. I just sell it to you at my wholesale cost, so it is very affordable. Okay, I've got that buttercream, as you can see here, and I am just going to make a nice, pretty, thick layer across my entire surface of my cake, which I am doing. Almost done. Remember, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. We got another cake going on top there. Alrighty. Can you see that? Just got that all there. All right. Now we're going to pick this other part of the cake up and we're going to put it on top. Okay. See, this is how you know my cake is moist. It's all over my fingers. Okay. Now, we now have that cake. See that? Beautiful cake on the bottom, a layer of buttercream, and a beautiful thick top layer of cake. Now, what we're going to do to this is we are going to make a chocolate ganache to go on top of this before we put all of our fresh berries on it. So isn't ganache, like, I know that when people come to my restaurant, they always say, oh, what do you have today, Wenday? And I said, oh, you know, I have an almond buttercream with a strawberry ganache. And fancy, fancy, fancy words, right? And we like fancy words. That makes eating and enjoying pretty things so much better. So I'm going to teach you the secret to how to make a chocolate ganache today. And you are going to be amazed at how simple and easy and affordable it is. So, just a normal Tupperware bowl I got from my friend Barney and Brenda's estate sale this weekend. And this is a bag of dark chocolate chips that I picked up from Aldi, about $1.29 here, just the Baker's Corner. I do not buy the Ghirardelli or anything like that because they taste exactly the same. And Aldi is actually a European-owned store. It's two German brothers. One German brother owns Aldi, and his other brother owns Trader Joe's. So very European, German-owned stores. So the ingredients that you get at Aldi and Trader Joe's are like a third of the cost that you would spend at other stores, and their products are amazing. It's really the only product that I like to use for any of my charcuterie and fruits and vegetables and all those things. I 100% truly get from Aldi and Trader Joe's. So if you have not been there, if they're new to your town, or if they maybe are not in your town, you may want to take a little road trip and find your nearest Aldi or Trader Joe's and just go experience the beautiful things that you can get at a very affordable price. We laugh because when I go to Trader Joe's, which I just came from there, they're like, Wenday, I've been telling everyone about your pretty cupcakes. And I'm like, well, you guys know that so many people know about Aldi's and Trader Joe's from all my videos I do. So it's a pretty good relationship we have. They're great people. So my bag of chips, I've opened them and I'm dumping the whole bag in this Tupperware container. And then I am taking some heavy cream right here. Now, I'm going to cover the chocolate with the heavy cream. You know that you have enough when all of the chocolate chips are submerged in the cream. So let me show you that as well. So there you go. Now, just a little side note here. It is important, and you know if I say that, I mean it, to use heavy cream instead of some sort of milk or half and half, because heavy cream is a thickening agent and it is more of a whole food. It has all of the fat in there that we need to get these melted and the consistency perfect. If you use a milk or something like that, you're going to have the wax from the dark chocolate chips come through and your consistency is going to be very pasty. It's going to seem like it's not melting right. and it's going to dry quite unfriendly on your cake. So this is a time when I would definitely say that it is vital that you use heavy cream. So we have this mix. You could just go ahead and put a lid softly on the top. It does not need to be sealed, and then you put it in your microwave. I melted mine that I have here for about 2 minutes, and this is what it looks like now. It is a very nice, thick consistency. If I were to let this sit out and not actually use it right away, it's going to 100% harden back up, because that is their nature, is to want to go back to their solid form. So I now have a dark chocolate ganache, which is kind of looks like a sauce right now. And what we're going to do to our cake, which is right here, is I'm going to pour my ganache over the top. Okay, and I'm going to let it run down the sides. You can kind of put some on the sides there, you guys, like this. So it runs down. Okay, you can use your spoon if you want to just kind of help it along there. Oh my goodness. So do you see that? Isn't that beautiful? And now what we're going to do is we are going to top our cake with some berries. I have some blueberry here today, and I'm going to put this on this so you can see it really well. Okay, so there's our cake. I'm going to take a handful of blueberries. You can also use blackberries, raspberries. I happen to have blueberries at home, so I'm using some blueberry. And I have some leftover strawberry here from my charcuterie and wine class that we had at Prairie Crossing Winery yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and slide. Okay, so I cut strawberry. I'm going to put that on top. Remember, when you are decorating with fresh fruit, flowers on your desserts or all of your food, remember odd numbers, because it's an art, and our eyes like to look at 3s, 5s, or 7s when it comes to food. All right, I'm gonna show you this. You're never gonna believe this, you guys. This is even easier than Coconut Dreams cake. And I told you that Coconut Dreams cake was gonna be the easiest thing you did all year. Well, I made that video in 2002, so I did tell the truth. Coconut Dreams was the easiest thing that you could have done in 2002. And now for 2003, this mocha almond buttercream dark chocolate ganache berry cake we just made in about 7 minutes once it came out of the oven. And look at how pretty she is. What do you think, guys? Can you do this? I want to hear your feedback. I want to know how yours went. And remember, if I can do this, you can do this, because anything I can do, you can do even better. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. It is beautiful again here in Iowa after a huge snowstorm last Thursday. If you have not explored my YouTube channel lately and you want to, my series, A Walk with the Teacher, I just finished episode 3 of that, which is all about dead, and how dead is a word that we should not use, about staying in contact with those who have left earth and who are in heaven, and all about loving yourself and forgiving yourself and loving and learning through this beautiful thing that we call life. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and God bless you all. Bye, guys.